There's a kind of loneliness that doesn't come from being unwanted. It comes from outgrowing people. No argument, no betrayal, no dramatic ending, just a quiet distance that appears the moment you stop lowering yourself to belong. Most people panic when they feel alone. They assume something is wrong, that they've failed socially, that they've become unlovable. But Machiavelli understood something disturbing. Isolation is often not a punishment. It's a side effect of clarity. And the moment you begin to see the world as it is, you begin to walk it alone. Growth is violent to comfort. When you change internally, your old relationships don't evolve with you. They resist you. Because every bond was built on a version of you that no longer exists. The moment you stop oversharing, explaining yourself, tolerating disrespect, laughing at what insults you, the room changes. Not because you became arrogant, but because you stopped playing your old role. Machiavelli observed that people don't abandon you when you're weak. They abandon you when you're no longer useful in the same way. Here's what really creates distance: self-respect. The moment you stop needing approval, people feel displaced because your independence forces them to confront their dependence. You no longer mirror their beliefs. You no longer validate their choices. You no longer participate in emotional chaos. And suddenly, you're different. You're hard to read. You're not as fun as before. But what they're really saying is, you no longer orbit me. Machiavelli knew the independent individual is dangerous, not because they attack, but because they can't be controlled. This phase hurts because it arrives before your new world does. Your old connections fade, but your new ones haven't appeared yet. So you're left in a psychological vacuum, too awake for your past, too early for your future. And the mind whispers, go back, call them, lower your standards, don't be alone. But Machiavelli would call this moment sacred, because solitude is where identity reforms, without noise, without influence, without performance. This is where you stop reacting and start choosing. Most people avoid solitude at all costs, not because they love company, but because silence exposes them. In silence, there's no distraction, no validation, no emotional anesthesia, only thoughts, only patterns, only truth. Machiavelli believed that those who fear being alone are often terrified of meeting themselves without witnesses. That's why they cling to toxic friendships, shallow relationships, constant stimulation. Not for love, but for escape. Your solitude isn't emptiness. It's psychological strength most people never develop. As you grow, your tolerance changes. You stop enjoying gossip. You stop bonding over shared complaints. You stop explaining your boundaries. And this creates friction. People begin to feel judged, not because you judge them, but because your presence reflects their stagnation. Machiavelli wrote that progress creates enemies long before it creates allies. So don't be surprised if invitations slow down, messages become colder, familiarity turns into distance. You didn't lose people. You outgrew access. Solitude trains something rare: emotional self-sufficiency. You learn how to regulate yourself, how to sit with discomfort, how to think without consensus, how to act without applause. This is why solitude produces leaders, strategists, and thinkers, not followers. Machiavelli understood that the mind sharpens when it's no longer dulled by constant agreement. You stop borrowing opinions. You stop chasing belonging. You stop performing identity. and slowly you become unmovable. Here's the part nobody rushes to tell you. Solitude is temporary, but only if you don't betray it. When you respect your isolation, it filters your future. The people who enter your life later won't need you to shrink. They won't demand performance. They won't fear your silence. They'll recognize it. Because strong people don't seek noise. They seek depth. And depth only recognizes depth. Machiavelli never promised companionship. He promised sovereignty, and sovereignty is lonely until it isn't. So if you feel alone right now, don't rush to fix it. Ask instead, what version of me is dying? What version of me is being born? Because loneliness isn't proof of failure. It's proof that you stopped negotiating your worth for proximity. And once that happens, you never really feel alone again. You feel self-governed,